I gave up my dream vacation to Japan so my siblings could take a big family trip together. I was supposed to see cherry blossoms in Kyoto. I had tickets booked, hotels chosen, a handwritten list of hidden ramen spots that took me months to research. But when my sister called and said we haven't traveled as a family in years, this could be our last shot, I canceled it all. Instead, I paid for a 5-bedroom oceanfront villa in Maui, helped with plane tickets for the ones with kids, even ordered matching t-shirts that said Green Family Reunion 2024. I was so excited, so proud of myself for making this happen. And then at the airport check-in counter, the attendant looked at me and said, "I'm sorry. I don't see a reservation under your name." I thought it was a mistake. I turned to my sister Rebecca. "Maybe they just spelled my name wrong." She looked confused, then blinked. Then her face went completely pale. "Oh, wait, you didn't book your own ticket." My mouth went dry. "What?" She started stammering. I assumed, since you travel a lot, that you had it handled." My brother chimed in. "Yeah, you're the organized one. We thought you were just helping us, not like actually coming." I stood there in complete silence, holding my passport, wearing the same matching t-shirt I had ordered for all of them. My 8-year-old nephew tugged on my hand. "Auntie, are you coming with us or staying home?" I looked down at his innocent face. I smiled. "I'm staying. You go make memories, okay?" They boarded, waved at me through the glass tunnel. My sister mouthed sorry as she disappeared down the jetway, and I walked back to the parking lot, alone, still wearing that stupid matching t-shirt. But here's what they didn't know, what they never bothered to ask about. I wasn't just the organizers, or the person who travels a lot for work. I'm one of 3 silent partners behind Unoya Escapes, a boutique hospitality group that owns 7 luxury resorts across Hawaii, including the exact villa they were about to stay in. I never bragged about it, never wore my wealth like jewelry, never even told them how I could afford to always pay for everything. To them, I was just the single aunt with a passport, the one who always picked up the check, always gave, always stepped back to make space for other people's spotlight. Not this time. I sat in my car for 20 minutes, watching plane after plane take off, thinking about those cherry blossoms I'd never see, thinking about how they forgot to include me in the trip I paid for. Then I called our regional manager. "Hi, this is Natalie Green. Yes, from the ownership group. I need to flag a reservation under the name Green Family. 5 adults, 3 kids. They're staying at our Kihei oceanfront villa." She asked if there was a problem with their stay. I smiled for the first time all day. "No problem at all. Just let me know how everything goes." For 3 days I watched their Instagram stories. Sunset dinners on the private beach, kids playing in the infinity pool, Rebecca posting selfies with captions like "family first" and "grateful for this bonding time." My brother shared a video of himself grilling on the villa's outdoor kitchen. "Living the dream," he captioned it. So blessed. Blessed with my money, living my dream, in my villa. On day 3, they got a knock on the door. It was our concierge manager, Marcus. I'd worked with him for 2 years. Professional, polite, unshakable. "We're terribly sorry, but there's been an internal scheduling conflict with your reservation. The ownership group needs to reclaim this villa immediately. You'll need to vacate by 4 p.m. today." Rebecca's voice went shrill. "What? No! There must be a mistake. We're here for 5 nights. We have 3 kids with us." Marcus nodded sympathetically. "Yes, ma'am, and we sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. You've completed 3 wonderful nights, but the villa has been rebooked by executive order." My brother stepped forward. "This is insane. Who do we call who's in charge here? The ownership group makes these decisions, Marcus explained. They're not available for discussion, but we'd be happy to help you find alternative accommodations on the island. Alternative accommodations? My sister-in-law practically shrieked. Do you know how much we paid for this place? Actually, Marcus said, checking his tablet, it appears this reservation was complimentary. A gift booking from one of our partners. That's when they called me. 10 missed calls in 15 minutes. 24 texts flooding my phone. 1 voicemail from my brother that I played on speaker in my apartment. Nat. What the hell is going on? We're being kicked out of the villa. They're saying some ownership group needs it back. The kids are crying. Rebecca's having a meltdown. You need to call them. You need to fix this, please. I deleted the voicemail, poured myself a glass of wine, started packing. Because while they were scrambling to find a new place to stay, I was booking myself the penthouse suite at our sister resort. The one perched on the cliffs of Wylie. Ocean views. Private infinity pool. Personal chef. The works. I flew out that evening, first class naturally. Landed in Maui as the sun was setting. By the time I checked into my suite, they had found a room. At a budget hotel near the airport. No ocean view. No pool. Thin walls and the constant sound of planes taking off. Rebecca texted me a photo. 4 adults and 3 kids crammed into 2 adjoining rooms that smelled like industrial carpet cleaner. This is a nightmare, she wrote. The kids hate it. We can't afford to stay anywhere decent on such short notice. Everything's booked or ridiculously expensive. I was already on my private balcony, watching whales breach in the distance. My phone buzzed again. My brother this time. Look, I know we messed up at the airport. We should have made sure you had a ticket. Can you call your travel agent or something? Maybe they can work some magic. We'll pay you back. Pay me back. With what money? The same money they always borrowed but never returned. I typed back a simple message. So sorry to hear about your accommodation troubles. I heard the Motel 6 on Derry Road has availability. No response for an hour. Then Rebecca again. Wait, where are you right now? I sent her a photo. My wine glass against the sunset. The infinity pool reflecting pink and gold clouds. The caption read, "Found a nice quiet spot to finish my book." She called immediately. I let it go to voicemail. Natalie? She said, her voice tight with barely controlled anger. Are you in Maui? Are you seriously in Maui right now while we're stuck in this horrible hotel? I saved the voicemail, poured another glass of wine. The next morning, I ordered room service breakfast on my terrace. Fresh papaya, macadamia nut pancakes, coffee that cost more than their hotel room. My phone lit up with a group text from my brother. Okay, I don't know what kind of game you're playing, but this isn't funny anymore. We came here to bond as a family, and you're off somewhere having a vacation while we're miserable. My sister-in-law chimed in. This feels really petty, Nat. We said we were sorry about the ticket mix-up. Mix-up. As if forgetting to include me in the trip I organized and paid for was just a simple mix-up. I turned my phone face down, went for a swim. That afternoon, Marcus called me directly. Ms. Green, I wanted to give you an update on the Green Party. They've been asking a lot of questions about the ownership group. Getting quite insistent about speaking to someone in charge. Let them ask, I said. But don't give them any information they don't need. Of course. Though I should mention they've been telling other guests quite loudly that they think this is all a scam. That no real hotel would kick out paying customers like this. Marcus paused. Should I inform them that they weren't actually paying customers? Not yet, I said. Let them figure that out on their own. By evening, they had. Rebecca's text was a masterpiece of panic and confusion. Natalie, we need to talk. The hotel says our original reservation was never paid for. They're saying it was some kind of gift booking that got revoked. We don't understand what's happening. Please call us back. I was getting a massage on my private deck when the next wave hit. My brother's voice message was pure desperation. Nat, please. Whatever we did to upset you, we're sorry. But we're stuck here for 2 more days, and we can't afford to extend our stay at this dump. The kids are asking when we can go to the beach again. We don't even have a rental car anymore because the original booking covered that too. That night, I dined alone at the resort's Michelin-starred restaurant. 7 courses, wine pairings, a view of the entire island spread out below me like scattered diamonds. I thought about them eating gas station sandwiches in their cramped hotel room. I thought about my nephew asking why they couldn't go swimming anymore. I thought about Rebecca's Instagram stories, which had stopped completely after day 3. I thought about those cherry blossoms in Kyoto that I'd never see. And I slept better than I had in months. The final day of their original itinerary, Rebecca sent one last text. We know it's you. We figured it out. The villa, the booking, all of it. We know you own that place. I was poolside reading a book I'd wanted to finish for 2 years. I typed back without looking up. Own several places, actually. Her response was immediate. This is sick, Natalie. We're family. Family, I wrote back. Interesting word choice. My brother tried calling. Then my sister-in-law, then Rebecca again. I let them all go to voicemail. On their last morning in Maui before their red-eye flight back to reality, my nephew sent me a voice message. His 8-year-old voice was sleepy and confused. Auntie Nat, Mommy says you're mad at us. I don't know why, but I drew you a picture of the beach house we stayed in. It was really pretty. Can you come visit us when we get home? I played that message 3 times. Then I booked myself another week in paradise. When I finally returned home, there were 17 missed calls and 43 unread messages waiting for me. Apologies, accusations, demands for explanations. I read them all, deleted them all. 3 weeks later, Rebecca called one more time. Her voice was different, smaller. Nat, she said. I've been thinking about what happened. About what we did at the airport. I know sorry doesn't fix it, but I want you to know that I understand now. How that must have felt. I listened to the whole message. Then I saved it with the others. But I never called her back, because here's what I learned on that balcony in Maui, watching the sun set over the Pacific, while they scrambled for spare change and gas station snacks. Some people will take everything you give them and still forget to save you a seat at the table. And sometimes the only way to remember your own worth is to stop giving it away for free. These days I travel alone. I book for one. I send postcards from places they'll never see. And I've never been happier. Though I still think about those cherry blossoms sometimes. Next spring, maybe. Just me and Kyoto and all the time in the world. But that's another story entirely. 6 months passed before I heard from them again. It was Thanksgiving. I was in Bali staying at our newest acquisition, a clifftop resort where each villa came with its own private beach. I was having breakfast when my phone buzzed, a group text from Rebecca. Hey everyone, planning Thanksgiving dinner at Mom and Dad's. Can we all pitch in for groceries? It's going to be expensive with the whole family coming. The replies came immediately. My brother said, sure, how much do we need? My sister-in-law asked, what should she bring? My cousins chimed in with their usual, yes, of course, responses. I was the only one who didn't answer. An hour later, Rebecca texted me privately. Nat, did you see the family chat? We're all contributing for Thanksgiving dinner. I sipped my coffee. Watched a sea turtle swim past my private deck. Typed back, I'm actually out of the country. Won't be making it this year. She responded instantly. Out of the country. Again. Where are you now? I sent her a photo. The turtle. The pristine beach. my feet dangling in crystal clear water, another immediate response. Seriously, you're going to miss family Thanksgiving because you're on another vacation. I smiled, switched my phone to airplane mode, went for a swim. When I turned it back on 3 hours later, there were 12 messages waiting. Rebecca again, Mom's asking where you are. What should I tell her? My brother. Come on, Nat, it's Thanksgiving. We haven't seen you since… He didn't finish that sentence. Since Maui. Since they learned what I was really capable of. My sister-in-law tried a different approach. The kids are asking about Aunt Natalie. They miss you. But it was my mother's text that almost got to me. Sweetheart, Rebecca says you're traveling again. I know things have been tense since the Hawaii situation, but family is family. Can't you come home for one day? The Hawaii situation. That's what they were calling it now. Like it was some natural disaster that had happened to them instead of the consequence of their own thoughtlessness. I turned the phone off completely. Spent the day snorkeling. Had dinner prepared by a chef who'd trained in Bangkok. Watched the sun set over the Indian Ocean while they sat around our childhood dining table, probably talking about how selfish I'd become. Christmas was worse. This time the messages started in November. Rebecca, playing family coordinator as usual, sent a group text about gift exchanges and dinner plans. Who's hosting? What should we cook? Can everyone make it? Christmas Eve, I ignored it all. Then came the individual texts. My brother trying to sound casual, so… Christmas plans, you coming home this year? My sister-in-law being more direct. We need to know numbers for dinner planning. Are you going to keep avoiding us forever? Rebecca attempting guilt, Mom's really hurt that you missed Thanksgiving. She keeps asking what she did wrong, what Mom did wrong. As if this was about her. As if she was the one who forgot to book her own daughter a ticket on the family trip she'd organized and paid for. I was in Switzerland by then. Our alpine resort in Zermatt. Snow falling outside my suite windows. Hot chocolate by the fireplace. Peace and quiet and no one asking me to pay for anything. On Christmas morning, while they were opening presents under the tree I'd helped pay for in our parents' house, I was skiing down pristine slopes with a private instructor. My phone had 17 missed calls. I listened to them all that evening, curled up by the fire with wine that cost more than most people's monthly salary. Mom's voice confused and hurt, Natalie, sweetheart. I don't understand what's happening. Rebecca tried to explain about Hawaii, but it doesn't make sense. Please call me back. Dad trying to sound stern, but mostly sounding old, your mother's crying. Nat. Whatever this is about, it needs to stop. Family comes first. Family comes first. If only they'd remembered that at the airport. Rebecca frustrated now. Fine, be selfish. But you're breaking Mom's heart, and for what? Because we made a mistake. Because we hurt your feelings, my feelings, as if being forgotten by your own family was just about hurt feelings. But it was my nephew's message that stopped me cold. Auntie Nat. His 8-year-old voice was shaky like he might cry. Santa didn't bring you for Christmas. I asked him to. I told him you were my favorite aunt and I missed you. Mommy says you're mad at us, but I don't remember what we did wrong. Can you please come home? I played that message 4 times. Then I poured another glass of wine and watched the snow fall until I couldn't see through the window anymore. New Year's Eve, I was back in Hawaii, not at one of our resorts this time. I'd rented a private villa on a secluded beach. Just me and the stars and the sound of waves that never stopped. At midnight, while fireworks exploded over beaches around the world, my phone lit up with messages. Happy New Year texts from friends, business partners, people I'd met traveling, people who remembered I existed. Nothing from my family. That was almost worse than the guilt trips. The silence meant they'd given up, or decided I wasn't worth the effort anymore. I told myself I was relieved. Valentine's Day came and went. Then Easter. Then my birthday in May. On my birthday, Mom called. I almost didn't answer. But something in me broke when I saw her name on the screen. "Happy birthday, sweetheart," she said when I picked up. Her voice sounded older, smaller. "I wanted to call earlier, but Rebecca said you might not want to hear from us," Rebecca said. Always Rebecca managing the family narrative. "Thanks, Mom," I said. My voice sounded strange to my own ears, like I'd forgotten how to talk to her. "Where are you this time?" she asked. "Somewhere beautiful, I hope." "Tokyo," I said. It wasn't entirely a lie. I was flying there tomorrow. The cherry blossoms I'd missed 2 years ago. "That's nice, sweetheart. You always did love to travel." We sat in silence for a moment. 2 years of silence compressed into a phone call. "Nat," she said finally. "I don't understand what happened." Rebecca tried to explain, but nothing she says makes sense. "Why won't you come home?" "They forgot me, Mom," I said. "They planned a family trip with my money and forgot to include me." "Oh, sweetheart." Mom's voice was soft, sad. "I'm sure it was just a misunderstanding." A misunderstanding. 2 years later, that's still what they thought it was. "Maybe," I said. "I have to go, Mom. My flight's boarding." It wasn't boarding. It wasn't even scheduled for 12 hours. But I couldn't keep talking to her. Couldn't hear that sadness in her voice and remember that I was the one causing it. "Will I see you soon?" she asked. "I don't know," I said, and hung up. The cherry blossoms in Kyoto were everything I'd dreamed they would be. Pink petals falling like snow. Ancient temples framed by clouds of delicate flowers. Tourists from around the world stopping to take photos of something that existed for just a few weeks each year. I spent 3 days there, walking through gardens, sitting by quiet ponds, eating at those hidden ramen shops I'd researched so carefully 2 years ago. On my last day, I was sitting under a particularly beautiful tree when my phone buzzed. A text from a number I didn't recognize. "Aunt Natalie, it's James. Mom gave me your number. I'm 10 now and I learned how to text." My nephew, Rebecca's son, the one who'd asked if I was coming with them at the airport that day. "I know you're mad at us," he wrote. "But I wanted to tell you I'm sorry we forgot you on our trip. That wasn't nice. I would never forget you." I stared at that message for 10 minutes. Cherry blossoms falling around me like confetti at a celebration I wasn't invited to. Then I typed back, "Thank you, James. That means a lot to me." His response came immediately. "Can you come to my birthday party next month? I'll make sure nobody forgets to invite you." I smiled, the first real smile I'd had in months. "I'll try," I wrote back. That night in my hotel room overlooking the city lights of Kyoto, I opened my laptop. Looked at flights back to the States. Back to a home that might not feel like home anymore. Back to a family that had forgotten me once and might forget me again. But James wouldn't forget. James had learned how to text just to apologize to me. Maybe that was enough to try again. Or maybe not. I closed the laptop, ordered room service, watched the city twinkle below my window. Some decisions I thought don't have to be made tonight. The cherry blossoms would bloom again next year, and the year after that. But James would only turn 10 once. I picked up my phone again, started typing, then stopped, put the phone away. Some stories I realized don't get neat endings. Some stories just get next chapters, and I wasn't ready to write mine yet.